Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. And today we're going to start a 3-video showcase of Magellan. So Magellan is a purple deck. Has been actually performing okay as a good counter into Whitebeard. So let's go ahead and jump right into the game. And at the end of the video, I'll explain to you a little bit more on the card choices and where we got this deck list from. So enjoy the game. And remember, if you like today's content, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy. In this matchup, we're gonna go with this Law. Okay. I like the Sadi, but I don't like everything else here, so I'm gonna have to mulligan. I feel like I want to have the 6 of Magellan to really have a good chance of getting to a good spot. So let's kind of see how this ends up going. So the opponent started up with a Bonnie, obviously just trying to get their feel. Our hand doesn't look great. We don't have any turn 2 plays, unfortunately, so we're gonna have to just pass. We don't have the Magellan, but we're not able really to do anything until we can develop some more stuff, right? Now I'm thinking, which one do I want to develop? Do I want to develop the Jack or do I want to develop the Minotaur? And I actually kind of like the Jack and just having them run out of resources from their hand. They can't really kill the Jack with the Vista anyways. The problem is the -1 Dawn, right? So the -1 Dawn does mean that we're going to lose our turn. I guess we're not going to use the -1 anytime soon, right? We're not going to use... Okay, so we're definitely going to go Jack now, right? Because first we're going to go Hanyabal. So we're going to go Hanyabal first. I guess let's pick the Sadi. Put the rest on the bottom. We're going to go Jack second. I guess, maybe I should have attacked first because now I'll get punished by a Jet Pistol, but let's do this now. The Jet Pistol on the Hanyabal will be a waste anyways, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and do this. We go to Jack. Opponent's going to start getting their combo here. So they have 2 Dawn. I guess if they have 2 more 1-drops or a 1-drop and a 2-drop, they can go ahead and do their combo with Law and start just getting the value that they want to go for. I'm down to play the Magellan here next turn, right? We're still going to have the one Dawn to potentially do anything else that we want, but the Magellan I think is good enough to start with. We can keep that 1 Dawn to put like a life here. Okay, I am gonna start blocking this one, so I need to start actually blocking stuff or countering out of stuff. I don't like the Minotaur. I don't like getting rid of the Minotaur just yet. Maybe it's correct though, because I feel like I probably prefer to have the blockers. Because we're not going to play the Sadi anytime soon. Opponent gets the blocker, opponent gets the Otama, and here comes the Vista. So they do get the Vista and Otama combo. Yep. Here we go. Yep, there you go. We have 2 options. I mean, we can mess up their Dawn here. Or I guess we can go ahead and do... We can go ahead and just pop that Vista now. We could just pop the Vista now and just have this big kin on the field. The Magellan is so good though, but I don't like this Vista staying on the field. I don't like this Vista staying on the field either. Especially when I know that the opponent has the Otama to continue bouncing back that Vista. So let's just go like this. Have them take the life. We'll play the Magellan next turn. We'll have 7, and we can keep enough for a Thunder Bagua. But I guess it's not correct because we don't probably want to use Thunder Bagua just yet, right? So we just gotta hope that the opponent, okay, opponent got another Law. So now they have another blocker Law here. I had a hunch, right? I had a hunch that the Vista and Otama combo. I just couldn't do anything about it, especially because we didn't have any turn 2 plays. We are hand, right? Because we're trying to get them out of curve on their Dawn, but we couldn't really do that since we ended up wanting to kill the Vista instead, which I think was correct. I think killing the Vista is correct. Because the opponent is going to continue being able to do Otama plus Vista. No, we know that they have the Otama in their hand. that they had to play out these Machinos like that in order to fill out their board, which, I mean, it is not bad for us. But opponent's just gonna have another law here very shortly. Sure, I'll take this one. I think I like this. Yeah, let's use a trigger effect and have him just get a Dawn out of their field. Just kind of mess up their Duncan a little bit. I don't need 2 Hydras in my hand. Okay, we probably do need to start actually blocking here though. I mean countering. Don't want to take damage either. Especially because the opponent could technically have another attack here. They have exactly 2 done to do the law effect and just bounce stuff up. They're gonna get another law. They can restand, yeah, the Bonnie, send something else on the field. Yada yada yada. We knew what was gonna happen, right? We know what's gonna happen here. The opponent's just gonna continue refilling their hand. They get another Machino for whatever reason. I like the Magellan. I like the Magellan a lot. And I guess I just keep the 2 down for the Hell's Judgment. This is 6. Opponent definitely has the ways to protect this. They have another Mac. Well, no. This is the same Machina that they bounce back, right? Yeah, it's probably the same Machina that they bounce back. We know they have a Bonnie in their hand. They have multiple blockers, so I don't think this is going to do much for us. This card doesn't do anything. So we can go and attack for 7, I guess. Let's just threaten their law. We know opponent has to remove a Dawn when we play Magellan, so this is going to go up to 6. And then we can attack the law for 6 again. And at least this is going to bait out 2 cards from their hand. So if they want to save this law, I guess they could just block with the Shopper. But I'm also okay taking down the Shopper, right? So we can start here. Yeah, there's a 2k counter. Let's go ahead and play the Magellan. Let's use the card action. Opponent has to return a Dawn. Then we go ahead and attack the law again. And we're going to keep the Hell's Judgment. I'm going to keep the Hell's Judgment just so that we're not taking too much value. Okay, so they ended up just using the Shopper blocker. The problem is that they still have that Bonnie in their hand, right? So they can still continue to replay that Bonnie over and over and over again. Which is so frustrating. I haven't been... I know one of the Bonnies picked up a lot. I didn't keep track of what the first Bonnie did. The one from turn 1. There she goes again. Like, the fact that they're able to get this Bonnie back and forth, it's just letting them have too much value in their hand. We don't have any big bomb. And we really don't have any other units, right? After this Magellan and this Kin both die. The Hell's Judgment is not bad, though. Because we can give 2 other units -3. They have to make a lot of commitment. Okay, so they drew the Sorrow here. So they have the Sorrow. They have to have some commitment here to be able to kill this Kin. So they have to have some commitment to be able to kill this Kin. They can bounce back the Bonnie back up again and play the Sorrow out. If they like. The Machinos are really not doing much except just filling up their board. So that is not a bad thing. Opponent still has these laws though. And, you know, the blocker laws can be a little problematic. But I think if I can get rid of these laws, I think I'll be in a better spot. I need more. I need more stuff. Yeah, so let's go ahead and... what if we take this one? What if we take this one? I think I'm not to take this one because I want the opponent to have to attack with their characters, right? I don't want to put the Hell's Judgment on the leader. Yeah, so there we go. We're gonna go here, and I guess we'll go the second law and just call it. Opponent will never attack with this one now. We know that they have the Zoro that they can bounce back, but the Zoro can only get to 5. And this is at 6, right? So this is at 6 because we return a Dawn from the field. So this is going to be a 6 for the rest of the turn. So even if they play the Zoro, they can't kill this. Yeah. Man, the Sadis are kind of crazy. We could give this -3. We could go for this Hydra. We could go for this Hydra and just kind of guarantee the kill on this law. I need to have the Thunder Bagua and the 2k counters in my hand because opponent could potentially have lethal next turn. So I could go minus. It's also a way to get the minus Dawn for the Magellan to be able to be enabled. So we could. Okay, so we just need to save 2, and this is gonna be 3. This is kind of awkward, right? We can return this down. Give this the -3, right? So, hear me out. This is 6, this is 6, this is 7. We can go 6 here, this is at 3, right? Let's go after the law. It's going to require 2 cards. We have to keep 2 down. Okay, opponent lets it go. So we have to keep 2 down. We have 4 to play with. We can get this one to 8. And get this one to 9 and just attack the law twice. I think I can survive next turn between the Thunder Bagua and all the 2k counters. Because the Thunder Bagua... I guess I don't have a way to... Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to be able to survive next turn. You know what? I'm going to go all in. At this point, I have no other play. I'm going to go all in and say that I'll be able to survive next turn. So we're going to go ahead and attack for 9. We have the Thunder Bagua. We're going to add a Dawn to our field. The problem is that it doesn't remove a Dawn. So we're not... Obviously, we're not taking the... we're not getting the Magellan to 6, which would have been very important. Opponent just goes down to no life, but they have 3, 6, 9 cards in their hand, including a Bonnie, which is going to draw them another card. And the value that they have gotten from this Bonnie is absolutely ridiculous. They have a blocker with the law, so I can't just put all my Dawn in a single unit. So it's not like I can put all my Dawn in one unit either. We do play 1 9-drop Kaido. And I wonder if there's a world where that 9-drop Kaido actually gets us there, because he lets us get rid of the law. I just have to hope that the opponent has no more blockers, right? Again, they have the Bonnie, so they can easily search for, I don't know, whatever, right? Like if they play Kid, for example, the Beige. Those are 2 blockers. A third law could also be another blocker. Yeah, we only really seen 2 laws here. This is a 1. Probably have to block this one, to be honest. Probably have to block this one. If opponent has multiple Rush Soros, let's say he has another Zoro. That's 1, 2. The law is another attack. That's 3 more attacks. The Makino is another one. That's 4 attacks. And opponent still has 9 Dawn. I have to block that one. I have to block the cheap attacks. I think I have to block the cheap attacks. I don't want to let them get a free attack, right? They have 7 Dawn to play with, because I'm sure they're going to keep Dawn for their law ability, right? If they have another Zoro, for example. They can play Makino and get this Makino to 3, and then get for 2 Dawn and be able to actually attack with Makino. They can attack with Law. Okay, they're going to just give that to the Brook. They can send back that Brook. Well, no, because if they do that, they can't really play the Zoro, because that's a red character. think we take this one. So I think we take this 8. We still have this 4, remember, right? Nope, I'm not playing that. That's another 2k counter. That's awesome. That's actually so good. That might be the reason why we get to survive. They just rested their blocker, by the way. So next turn, they actually don't have any blockers now. 11. So now we go Thunder Bagua. And then we go 2 and 2. And now, even if they have the last Sorrow, it's not going to matter. So even if they have the last Sorrow, it's not going to matter. So let's see. Yeah, they're going to go for the last. So that was a... Oh, it's just Law. So they're going to restand the Sorrow. And they get to kill my kin, which kind of sucks. I wonder if it was correct to just take the damage and force him to go live. Opponent has 3, 6, 7, 8 cards in their hand. We're just going to put everything to Magellan. So 9, that gets me to 15. We attack for 15 and then we go for 5. Very weird game. Very weird game. Maybe if we took that damage from Sorrow, it would have been okay because the opponent would have actually restanded and tried to go for life. I did forget about this other law that lets them restand their Sorrow. So I could have actually it was probably better for me to go to 0 life. It was a lot better for me to just take that attack and bait the opponent to going for lethal, knowing that I have the Thunder Bagua and everything I need to protect my kin. So a slight misplay at the end, but it was still enough because the opponent ended up standing their blocker down, which means that we had enough to just win the game. So GG's. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this game. A little bit of a weird game, right? I mean, I thought I was kind of like in the back for the whole time. And the opponent has so many cards and so many resources in their hand. I'm surprised that they actually couldn't find a better way to protect themselves from that last attack. And I think part of it was that they did use those two Machinos, right, early in the game, just to kind of fill up their board, and that means that was like minus 4k counter out of their hand. So we kind of knew that they had not as many counters in their hand as they usually will have otherwise. Now, this deck list of Magellan has actually been kind of getting a lot of popularity recently, and the main reason is that it is a decent counter into Whitebeard, because honestly, being able to get the Whitebeard player of Dawn, like kind of making them fall behind with their Dawn through your Magellan, for example, can actually be a really big deal at just setting them behind and be able to kind of stabilize, especially if they try to swim back into your Magellan, then they go -2 down even more, which is actually crazy, falling them behind in terms of them being able to play their 9-cost Whitebeard or anything like that. It's also very nice because the Jack here can allow them to, can force them to trash a card from their hand, which can be really clutch as well. Just trashing card from their hand and make their hand smaller, which is obviously the big thing that Whitebeard has, that it keeps their hand very big. Now, this deck list, as you can see by the name up here, we got it from a player called Nikki. They won a case tournament. I don't know exactly where with Magellan. You can go on YouTube and type Magellan OP02 and you probably get their list breakdown. They'll, you know, and he'll explain as well some of the matchup tables and some of the strategies you want to have with this deck. Overall, though, very fun deck. I'm down to keep trying this for 2 more videos, so let's see how it goes. Hope you enjoyed today's game. If you did, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more Mulligan gameplay.